Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have another look at the Sentimentally Yours Festive frames, and it's another look at the Poinsettia oval, and this time we're going to use it with the layered mini baubles and one or two other elements from the Festive collection for this year. You will find them over on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find them over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too. Now, the fancy frames themselves are actually a limited edition, as it says on the pack. They are actually only available from myself and Honeypot Crafts. They are not going on the television. They're just available from our two websites, and once the stock's gone, limited edition, hints, it's gone. There's not a massive stock of it because there's no TV shows with it. So the Festive frames last year were super popular, and they sold out, I think, within a week or so. So do grab them. If we've still got them in stock, do grab them, and then you'll be able to make some absolutely stunning elegant cards for this year. So as I said, we're going to use the Fancy Frames Poinsettia oval and one or two other bits and pieces which you may well spy on my craft sheet. So I'm just going to recap very quickly on how you cut your frame out. I have one cut already out of the new gold lustre card, which you can find over at Honeypot Crafts. So to cut your frame out, all you need to do is cut this middle die here. That's all, and that gives you this beautiful, delicate frame with that beautiful pierced detail around the edges of the holly leaves and around the petals of the poinsettias, which do coordinate beautifully with the new pierced festive poinsettias and the new pierced holly sprigs. So if you haven't got those, I do suggest you get those with this particular fancy frame. So that's how you do that. Oh, I've spotted a bit I haven't poked out here. Is it gone? Yes, there it is. Right. Cuts like a dream. Cuts like a dream. Then what you want to do is you want to pop it on a backer to set it off, which would be really pretty. And so for the backer, you can see it already on my sheet here. What you need to do is pop the biggest part onto your craft sheet, not a craft sheet, onto your card. This is a craft sheet. Pretend this is card, and secure it with some low-tack tape. Then you want to take your frame itself, pop it in, and manipulate it around just a little bit until you've got an even channel all the way around the edge. Now, I'm not directly over the top of it, but I think that's fine. Okay, let's just move that down a wee bit so you can see. Okay, then you take this weird looking shape one, and they will only go in one way, and you pop that in the middle like so, and then you make sure you've got an even channel between this inner piece and your frame. And then you pop some more low-tack tape down, and you can then remove this because you don't need this anymore. You definitely don't want to cut all three together because you end up with a teeny tiny frame on either side, which is not much use really. And then you run that obviously on some card because you've already got the card underneath. You run that through your die cutting machine, and then you end up with this backer with the hole in the middle. If you don't want the hole in the middle, you don't need to faff around at all like that. All you need to do is cut this particular die here. So there's lots of different options. You could obviously cut this. I could have cut this just in green, and then I could cut this just in plain white and have that in the middle if I wanted to, or I could have that in red, whatever colour. But the options are there for you to play around and do whatever you want with it. Have I put that in a different way? No. Yes. No. Yes, no. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Anywho, that's how you cut your frame out. So we are going to stick these together in a minute. Let's just do our background first. So the background I've cut out using what looks like my front of my paper. Here it is. There's 2 new paper packs for this year. There is the Festive Foliage, which, as you can see, hopefully, you've got Poinsettias. And you've also got holly. So you've got 8 designs, 5 sheets of each, 40 sheets in total, and they're 190 GSM. And yeah, just $14.99. There is a 10% discount for a limited time, depending on when you're watching it. It might not be there anymore. The stock might not be there anymore, but anyway, love these papers. These were released when, yeah, the 10% might not be on there anymore, actually. These were released when the original Festive collection was released a couple of weeks ago. So I have used the Magnificence rectangle, and I've used, it's got this beautiful pierced detail, and I've used the 2 big pierced pieces here. So my inner piece has been cut with one of the Poinsettia papers, and then my back piece is, this is forest green, this green, and you will find that over at Honeypot if you want some cardstock. I don't tend to stock the cardstock because I don't have the space, and it's very difficult to send out a pack of card and then a fat tub of glue or texture paste, because I don't like things to get damaged, but it's just it's too much for me. So anywho, there we've got our background, and you will find it's a little bit faded on one side. That is supposed to be like that. Oh, look, see if that's straight. Looks straightish to me. We'll go with that. That's going to be our bottom layer, so we're going to pop that underneath the MDF sheet, and then we're going to stick these 2 together. We could do the wipey thing with this glue, but I don't think we're going to do with this. We're just going to put glue around the edges. Sentimentally Yours PVA as always. So I tend to do the petals first and the leaves. I'll put a blob on there, and then we'll come back and do the actual frame in a second. Try not to get it so that it leaks outside of the petals, because we are dealing with lustre card and we don't want to have that spoiled. This is the new gold, in case I've not mentioned that. I think there's another gold, a darker gold, but I can't remember what that's called, and I don't know if I've got any of that. I think Saz has used this with, I think it's called Chocolate, the brown lustre card, and she's made her crackers out of that, and that looks rather fabulous. Right, let's just go up there, a little bit there. I think we're good. A little song, and then we've got to figure out whether we were the right way around or not, because I can't remember if I moved it. I don't think I did. Yeah, I did. That was stupid, wasn't it? Does that go on there like that? Yep. Right. Lower it. I think we're a bit high. I'm not over the top of it. I should be really. Now I'm a bit low. That's better. Let me just move it. No, that's fine. That's beautiful. Isn't it elegant? Absolutely beautiful. I might have a bit of a, have I got a bit of glue there? No, that's a bit of something else. Don't know what that is, that white mark. Might be glue. I'm having trouble focusing because I've got to have an eye operation, so I'm having trouble focusing on the fine detail. That's all right because we can put the other holly leaf over the top and hide that. Right, that's that. I'm just going to put it underneath here just for a second. Stick. While we, what should we do? I think we will shape, oh no, what we'll do is stick a bauble together. That's what we'll do. Right, so the mini baubles will fit inside the centre. Not all of them, but most of them. The star you might struggle with. Let's have a look. So the star, you could do it, but it'll overhang a wee bit. But the heart will fit in the centre there just about. Don't forget the cutting edges a little bit in a bit on the die. So that one will work. So these are the mini layered baubles. That one will work. I'm not actually straight on. Let's just go straight on. See, that one will work. Fabulous, aren't they? I think is that the one we're using? No, we're using this one. I know that one will work. And you've got the sort of pear drop one, very traditional shape. This, that's going to work. And then you've got, I don't know if we've got any of these left. You've got that one. So the only one you're going to struggle with, not surprisingly, is the star. But everything fits in here. It's a little bit tighter with the diamond frame, but with this oval frame, you've got lots of choice. 5 out of the 6 fit really nicely within that central bit. So these are the layered mini baubles, and you've got 27 dies in here because you've got the toppers, you've got the string with the bows, you've just got a bow there as well, and each bauble has got 3 layers on it. And they've got the pierced detail, which actually corresponds to the pierced detail on your frame. So as I said, I've used this one here. And I've also got, you can see I've got 2 strings cut out already. I think I'm probably going to go with that one. But you do get 2 strings with bows. And I've got a little topper as well. There's a top. You've got lots of different ones. This funny shaped one, that one, is for the heart. Okie dokie, so let's put that to one side for a moment and we'll stick this together. So as you see, you've got the little pierced detail around the edge of the inner layer. So now I've just focused on one of the poinsettias in the paper for my bauble. So let's get this stuck. There's that frog again. Pop that nicely in the middle. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Try and get that to point straight down. That's the challenge, especially when you can't see properly. I know it's moved too much. Let's switch it off a minute. Bear with, bear with. It's me, it's not the die, it's me. Okay. Oh, this is making me hot. Right, we're going with that. I'll be all day otherwise. Right, let's get this layer on as well. Obviously it's up to you as to whether you use all 3 layers. You can use the top one and the bottom one, or just the bottom two, or obviously you wouldn't want to just use the top two necessarily because you haven't got your little ring for your string if you don't use the bottom one. And I do quite like using either a lustre card or a mirror card on the back because baubles are shiny, aren't they? Look at that. It's fab, isn't it? So we're going to now put the ball topper on. I'm not going to put the string on just yet. I've got a kitchen roll that I can use. Let me just grab it. Okey-dokey. Oh, I missed again. Oh, for heaven's sake, Julia. It's not as fiddly as I'm making it look, honestly. Right, so now you've got your topper on. And then obviously the string. I'll get that straight. The string will just go through like that. I think I'm going to use the other one, but you can see. Oh, fabulous, isn't it? So that's those. Oh, we can stick our Christmas wishes together. So each of the fancy frames comes with a sentiment, and this one comes with Christmas wishes, and the other one, the diamond, comes with festive cheer. So obviously you can mix and match if you've got the two, and if you've got the fancy frames from last year, you can obviously use some of the sentiments from those instead. I said I think there was 3, but I think we ended up having 4 because I think Phil did an extra one. I think he did a snowflake square as well, which was just an exclusive. I don't know. I haven't pulled them out yet. I know I've got them in my Christmas box, but we've got so many new Christmas products. I haven't actually looked at last year's Christmas products. Christmas Wishes has a little heart at the top of the eye. Attention to detail. And we'll pop that in our backer. Like so. Fabulous. Actually, I think I will just, while I've got the glue on here, I'll just dab a bit of glue on that. And pop that through there. Oh, missed. Pretty. Right. Let's get rid of that glue. I think with half the time, or for me, the time it takes to make a card is the thinking time, and that's where the fancy frames are actually brilliant, because they've done all the thinking's been done for you. You don't need to overthink at all. It's all there. So all you need to do is embellish, and you're a good one, really. So we're just going to take some of these PS Festive Poinsettias, and I'm just going to run an embossing tool over the back. This is a Dreamweaver embossing tool. I think I've got a few left on my website. I'm having to be careful what I stock at the moment, because some companies are selling off new stuff really cheap, so it's not worth me stocking it. That's why it's absolutely brilliant that we have just myself and Phil that stock his stuff, and then the TV when the shows are on. Otherwise, me and my little shop wouldn't be going still. Just the way it is. So, yeah, just running it over the back. And I have kind of put them out in the right position to go on the frame because I had them all laid out. But we'll see if I've remembered by the time I actually put them together. So just turn them over. And I've used Imperial RedLustre card for these. So they've got that lovely pearlescent shimmer to them. And we just pop our embossing tool in the middle. Set them off. Remember, the frame's cut out of the new gold, so we're going to have a bit of a contrast with those. Let's put those over there, actually. And then I've got a couple of the corresponding pierced holly sprigs, and you might not be able to see this, but these are actually cut out of the racing green card. So I've gone for a darker colour than what I cut the frame out of, because I thought that would be a bit of a contrast. So we can start to construct now. So this is the fun part. So we get our background out and our frame out. And we are going to do a portrait as opposed to landscape, which is what I did with the previous one. And we're going to put some 2mm foam tape on the back. Obviously this is optional. Across the middle. And we'll get some Prit, some glue sticks so that I can move this if I don't get it right. Which way up do we want it? I don't think it matters. We're going to have it this way up. I'll make sure my card's open the right way. Not that it matters just yet. On my tippy toes. Look straight. Not quite in frame, but near as I can get it. Right, so then we're going to have our poinsettias in here. I think we're going to have it that way. And our bauble will go, as you can see, in the middle. But what we want to make sure is that our bauble sits behind the frame there. I'm wondering whether to put the bauble on flat and then the frame up above it. Let's put that down there a second. And have the frame up. That might be quite nice, mightn't it? Yeah, I think we'll do that. Right, so this is the thing, trying to figure out what I'm doing. I think actually that's in a really good position. Right. How am I going to figure that out? Right. Brain is not working at the minute. Okay, so we are pointing down into this poinsettia here. That's what we're going to do. Don't lose that poinsettia there. That one. That one. Right. I knew I'd get there eventually. And it looks like we're fine with the string. I might just cut a teeny tiny bit off. Okie dokie. Where's my tweezers? That's made me hot thinking about that. So we're pointing down into this poinsettia here. Okay. And then this is going to go over the top. Fabulous. Right. So we need some gubbins on the back of this. I am going to use my favourite stuff. What to do with this? I've got a little bit of, I've not got much Elizabeth Craft Designs tape left. So I was keeping that because that's all I've got. Because they don't seem to do it anymore. And for me, that's the best double-sided tape. It's very disappointing. I don't know why. I might ask girls, actually, why they're not doing it. Maybe there's just too many other people doing cheap foam tape. Not foam tape. Double-sided tape. It's just not worth their while. Or maybe they've got to order so many, they just haven't got the space. I don't know. So I can go round corners with this. Let's see, oh, that's good. We don't need a full one here. Oh, nearly all gone. Shocking. Oh, I can put that on there now. Oh, it's come off on there. Oh, well, it's gone now anyway. I don't know why I was keeping that. It's quite happily sat on the back of this. Bam. Christmas cards in all this heat. Really? Oh, look at that. Perfect. I think we do need a little bit extra just in the centre. I have to have a look. I know I did have one of these left, so I don't know if this is the one I have left or if I've got another one. That's a bit there. I feel I need a teeny tiny bit here. Bear with. There. And I do want a bit there, but we're going to have a teeny tiny bit. I don't want to go into another run. And we'll put a teeny tiny bit here. Nope, have to take the back off first. There we go. Okay. Right, don't need to put it on the back of this because you can lift this off, which is wonderful. And we're going to have the berries going up. And we are going to have it about there. I need to make sure I can get my Christmas wishes on. And I might have to go up a wee bit. I didn't think about that. We'll just about be able to get it on. We'll be all right. Okay. Especially if we put the other foam tape on here, which is a bit deeper, I think. If it isn't, I'll make it deeper. I'll put a little bit of a in there. So you could use a frame like just like that, but it is nice to embellish it. I need a teeny tiny bit on there. Oh, we might as well use that rather than waste it. I didn't check whether this was deep enough, but hopefully it is. Christmas wishes. Oh, I need some more. Right. Need some more. So we're having to go 2 up because of the fact that I didn't think about this before I stuck things down. Silly me. But you know, you can learn from my mistakes. I might not learn from my mistakes, but you can. Right. Doesn't matter what it looks like underneath. Here we go. Let's try again. Christmas wishes here. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, I think I did intend to have it in the middle, but it's there now. That's where it is. Hopefully it's straight. We are up the right way. Phew. Right, let's get our holly on. So the holly is going to go. I think we're going to. I need to make sure the poinsettia covers it. So I think we're just going to offset it, or even bring it down a bit like that. And I'm not shaping these. I'm just going to put them down as is. Once again, this is the racing green colour plan card, so this is the darkest of greens. I'm going to put some on the end here, as it won't stick. It's always the faffy bits that take the longest. I want to be able to put berries on it. I think we do that. It's down now, so that's what we're doing. We're committed. I probably should be, but you know. There we go. This one. This one will go and do the similar thing. My poinsettia is going to go there. Okay. So perhaps not covering that glue up, but we'll pretend that that's not there. People have got to look really close to see the glue. And we want a poinsettia in the centre of each of the gold ones. Like so. And I think we're this way around actually, because I think I moved it. Of course I did. Of course I did. So we've got this one in the middle of the big one. You see really, when it really comes to life. I'm trying to get it where I want it. And then we've got this one's going to go in the centre of this one. So not symmetrical, so you do have to play around with them. And this one's going on this one to hide, hopefully hide that. That's in the way a bit. Let's see if I can snip some of that off. Where is it? There it is. That's better. Oh, slidey. And then we've got one here. And this is the bigger one up here. Looks nice with the contrast of the red, doesn't it? Very traditional colours, these. And of course the papers just make things a lot easier. You could use an embossing folder in the background instead. I quite like the papers with the baubles. I think they work really well. And stuck. Please stick. Yeah, look. Fabulous. Right. So now it's just a case of banging some pearls on. So we are going to just put a gold pearl in the centre of each poinsettia. And I think we're going to put a gold pearl in the centre of the bow. I'll leave that for a minute. I've already tipped out some of my, these are the gold star pearls from Sentimentally Yours, which you'll find over at Honeypot Crafts. I've already tipped some out because the 8mm like to have their time in the sun, as it were, and so they're a bit of a nuisance sometimes. So we're going to pop these in the centre of here. I'll tell you what would be really nice actually is the claret red. Was I meant to use those? I don't know. I might have been. We're going to put 5s in the centre of all of these. The claret red shimmer pearls are stunning. Absolutely stunning. But maybe I'll bring those out to put on the berries so you can see them. And maybe we'll put that on the bow as well. Okay, so there's our pearls in the centre of the poinsettias. Where are they? Here they are. Claret red shimmer pearls. Mine don't have a label. They are stunning. Let's put an 8. Look at those. Absolutely beautiful. See, I think they would be nice. Can we get one down there? That looks silly. No, we'll do that. Right, so we will have teeny 8mm claret red in the middle of that, and we're going to have the little 3s. A bit annoyed about that glue. Oh, that one's stuck. Might do in a minute. Right. We'll do the smaller ones first. Let's grab 4 of these out the way. Oh, there's a teeny tiny one. And we can grab. What do I need that for? That's too big. I think we're going teeny tiny. If these are a bit wobbly, I've already told you why, so I'm sorry about that. Doesn't really excuse the glue. What's that? I want a teeny tiny one. There's a teeny tiny one. I don't want that one, I want that one. I have to put, when those are dry, I'll put some more glue underneath to make those berries, those stalks stick down, because otherwise they will get snagged. This always takes the longest putting the pearls on. Get off. one more after this one. There it is. I'll do just one, not two. Okay, and then we're going to have the 4 big ones in the corner. I think it's all right to mix up your pearl colours, isn't it? Do what you want, my card. Then we're going to squeeze in a pearl down here because I want to. So I don't do glitter so much, but I do like a pearl. I do like a pearl. Do you remember your pickup tools? They are invaluable. Don't push down with them though, because you don't want to flatten them, especially in the heat. No, you can't see the top. Now, if that gold's a little bit bright for you, you can always go for the more traditional gold. The thing with the shimmer pearls as well is that they reflect what's around them. So there we are. Let's see if I can put it so you can see it all. There we go. Fabulous, fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed that. So that's kind of pimping up the Poinsettia oval, the new fancy frame, and now adding the extra mini bauble in the centre. I think that works absolutely brilliantly. So as I said, you'll find the products over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find them over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too. Remember, the fancy frames are limited edition, and once they've gone, they've gone. In fact, that's the thing with the rest of the festive collection. There's a slim chance that some might come back next year, but probably not. It's very rare. The fir and holly sprigs and the berry sprigs, which Phil bought back from last year, that's yeah, rare that he does that. So anyway, do like and subscribe here on my YouTube channel. I do love to read your comments, and we've got 200 videos on there now with Sentimentally Yours products, and lots of other brands on there as well. And do watch out for some more videos. Thank you for watching.